they say, but with Korba, every minute of your time is like a party. Korba makes life simple. It allows you to transfer funds across all bank accounts or mobile money wallets. You can top up airtime anywhere. In addition, you get a free life insurance cover while you make your payments with Korba. Imagine that. You don't have to pay for it too. Just make your payment. I know. Use Korba and enjoy life's little pleasures. Download Korba. It's spelled Korba 86. Or just dial *365#. Korba, our lives simplified.
Well, you know, Michelle Collins once said, successful home ownership. Africa Living magazine presents the home ownership series in partnership with First National Bank and many Ghanaians on the property ladder as possible in 2021 and beyond. And the special guest of honor is the Minister of Works and Housing, Francis. Now, this event is strictly by invitation. All COVID-19 protocols will strictly be observed.
That's good. All right. Now, let me tell you, before we get into that, after the ambulance was a tow truck, and the tow truck was hooked to a yellow trotro. There's cement bags piled onto its bed. Okay. This is all in the fast lane. You're right. That traffic light. Yeah. So the trotro has driven into the back of this truck. And you understand what I'm saying? So the roof has caved in at the halfway point, the back of this truck. The front of it is mangled because the sharp edge of the bed of the truck has, basically caved in the front of the trotro, and the whole of the front of the scene, who saved some of the lives of the people in the trotro here with us. First, though, Kojo Konedu, Kojo, tell me.
Pull them to the roadside, and there were still some people in there who we were not able to bring outside, so they called the ambulance to come. That's why when roads, let's say triangle, there wasn't any triangle, there wasn't any hazard, and because it's dark and it'll be on the spot, so you wouldn't even have the time to brake. So basically, I'm thinking that's,
and it was pitch black, no street lights. The traffic light itself wasn't working.
Yeah.
So it was pitch black.
Yeah.
Nothing to show you what's in front of you.
And in front of the truck.
I
was and it's only probably if you are not, that place is a curve, so if you are driving, you are thinking, well, because it was total darkness, you wouldn't be able to see anything.
So the truck was just there, and then this trotro came, and
yeah,
right. The truck was parked in the fast lane and left without any triangle, no marking.
We were not even able to bring the driver, and though they are going to be taken to the hospital, but I'm thinking some may even lose their life because of the nature of the injury that they've sustained.
Describe them. Which parts of
one guy, the head. It was, I don't know how to describe it, but this is the first time I'm seeing.
But what's the nature of this injury?
It's the head. There was a deep back of the truck that hit him, so blood was oozing out from the head. and we are not even able to pull him. He was stuck where the mate gate was. Into her.
Now, I tried to describe the nature of the damage to the trotro from what. So, which part of the trotro actually impacted with the truck?
So the front of it now
Bent into two.
Into two.
Yeah.
And the glass, the side. We even tried to break the side glass, but we were not. So even the back of the truck is also an issue to speak about. But
Were you there when the ambulance arrived?
no, I wasn't there.
You had left. So
Yeah.
how long were you on the scene?
I was
In Accra. 30 minutes after an accident. No ambulance. Wow. On their way to work. People who woke up this morning, kissed their wives and husbands goodbye, patted their children on the head and said, "I'm going to do in a few minutes." Or you have just done, because you're probably listening to us in a trotro right now. Just like you, these people left home. The unlucky ones will never see their families again. Because someone. All night for people to get up this morning and come and die. Well, I pray not, because we haven't come. But people have had their lives altered forever because somebody somewhere did.
Why we continue to complain about why we, through our own recklessness, and this could be one of the situations, just doing the simple things. Potential parents, breadwinners in the family, and these families will be rendered almost hopeless because somebody's education and also somebody failed to do the right thing. It's just so recurrent that sometimes you give up hope of, even if the truck people were reckless, the state is not reckless. We will make sure that we remove this. It's almost a 50-50 affair for you. You have a higher risk of dying on that road, more than any other place that you could ever think of. And do the simplest of things that can help us fight it in ways. We talk about it all the time. And yet, nobody has responsibility. There is a certain duty of care that responsible officers of this state have to the citizens. So we protect them.
I was going to use an expression that I don't want to use.
Well,
but anyway.
yes, we have to get back to Enima briefly. Have a few concerns, though, and I'll share them after this discussion with Enima. 2014.
There was that.
Yes,
In
we
fact,
said
to be
we
fair,
went
some
back.
of them were mounted.
So, apparently, around midnight, a truck parked because there may have been a problem with his car tires, and so was on the road with no triangles or anything. And this is a
drive past Papaya, the traffic lights that you encounter right there. On the left-hand side is the Women's World Bank, I believe. 200 a bus and a big, long vehicle, a huge, massive truck with cement since yesterday, since last night. And it stayed there long enough for some people to...
to explain the problems, and in all times tell you business as usual. Of course, it's my fault, it's your fault, it's our fault. But like we say, better of you, which you must do. Look, when you have that kind of a truck parked on the road, in a traffic lights wouldn't work, the roads are very dark, you should... And there was a truck parked on the road. It was so dark. Now, I almost ran into that truck. It was just a second to hitting that truck. What I did subsequently was always drive in the middle lane. Because trucks park, I mean, they get damaged on the road. They're left there. Nobody attends to them. And that's the end.
That's true.
Good.
That's important.
Because we had been, and the point is, when you have such a situation, 14, written by Na Lamle Bento. This is a good number of traffic lights in Accra to be powered by solar energy. Now, this move has come about as the Department of Urban Roads render traffic lights non-functional. Already, traffic lights at intersections in areas such as Nationalist Park, Amukudi, Flagstaff House, and Fiesta Royale, N1, are being run on solar. Yes, it started, but again, our problem with has caused this accident. It is not just enough saying we have...
Now 4 o'clock. Why did it take us more than 2 hours to clear the situation? Response time from the people. So, one, we can't prevent it. We can't do what is required for us not to let it happen. Just what can we get right so that we can protect lives, which is very important, which is the people in this country. These are the people whose lives ought to be protected. Shocked at how 2 tow trucks were trying to pull from different ends, move the truck, and also just how terrible the situation was at the time. So what can we do right as a people, not the prevention? Because we should be able to get one part of it right, beyond the talking. Beyond we will fix things when we don't fix them. Beyond we promise to do things only for serve in various ends to make sure that these things do not happen. It was somebody's responsibility that a truck broken down, whichever state defines itself, without the needed reflectors and all of that, is pulled away. Why did that person not act? Within for every single licensing school or training school, you'll be told where to park, where it is reasonable to park, where it is possible, and to get the people who are supposed to be protected on our lanes protected, and yet we can't respond in time. We can't just fix one part.
It's perfect. Every society has its faults. But there are some parts of the world where whether or not they are civilized is not a matter of debate. Would have been jailed. The police officers who were on duty at that police station 200 meters away would all be investigated. Some happens on those cameras. Whoever was on duty that day would be sacked. His boss would resign. Without any backup for the street lights and traffic, without providing any backup, and I'm talking back to those who plan our cities and towns. The people who were called at the Ghana Ambulance Service or wherever it is that this ambulance came from, and let me not get to that scene, would be investigated. If necessary, somebody would resign, somebody would be fired, if necessary. But some of us take offense when others call us names, when we are discriminated against by other parts of the world.
I will talk about
That's the worst part. Oh, I didn't even talk about DVLA, whoever gave the license to the guy who ended up
injured at Alipe. That's a Tamale Buipe highway. And so we're told that, a tipper truck in the early hours of the night. And so we'll be getting there shortly. Our correspondents will be joining us shortly to tell us more banned long trucks from plying our roads after 6 p.m.
At night.
In 2011,
Yeah.
January 2011. We said we had...